What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today it's gonna be a little different. I figured I'd give a proper introduction into the channel since I kind of just jumped into it, kind of tell who I am and all that good stuff, what I do. And obviously my name is Cruz, and the sole purpose of this channel was to just be able to document my life basically, and the trips and adventures I take along the way. I'm not doing this to make any money or anything like that, or turn it into a full-time job, but more along the lines of having something to look back on 5 or 10 years down the road and being able to kind of live that atmosphere slash trip or whatever it is all over again. And I might as well let y'all see it along the way too. I am from a small town in Alabama called Bruton and Flomaton. They're all around the same area. And I will tell you, in terms of content, there isn't much to make around here. So anytime that I make a video, I'm typically having to travel a little bit. You see a lot of videos come from Pensacola. I've got one in Mobile so far anyhow, and that's because those are only an hour from me. If I really want to record something, that's kind of where I have to go. But even then, you can only do so much in Pensacola or Mobile, and not a whole lot of stuff to make content on. So it's kind of just a hit or miss situation. But back to what I was saying, I'm Cruz, 24 years old. I do work a job outside of YouTube, and that's at a casino. So life is pretty normal slash boring for me. I have a bunch of hobbies, baseball, softball. I was just at a St. Louis Cardinals game the other day, but everybody that knows me knows I'm a Braves fan at heart, always and forever. The haunted house industry, obviously, I've recorded that video at Trans World in St. Louis, and the reason being for that is I actually eventually want to open up my own haunted attraction here in Bruton and walk down there and kind of show you where I have the property to do it at. And that's going to be a time-consuming project. It's not something that's going to pop up overnight, so that's something I'm working towards anyway. In terms of videos, vacations, travel, and stuff like that, the next vacations that I have planned are, the next one, big vacation anyway, is in July. My grandmother is supposed to take me, my sister, and my older brother to Las Vegas on a little gambling trip. And I've never been to Vegas, so that'll be fun. We'll also be experiencing flying for the first time. A little terrified of that. However, you're gonna have to face your fears at some point. Might as well do it while having fun along the way. And then the more fun trips that I personally look forward more to is in, September. I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights again this year down at Universal Studios in Orlando. And then in October, me and my sister and her kids are taking a little trip to North Carolina to go visit some haunted attractions, or some Halloween attractions, not necessarily really haunted, but Halloween attractions. We're going to Lake Hickory Haunts, Kersey Valley Spooky Woods, Woods of Terror, and Mad World. You've probably seen Mad World on TikTok. They're like the most TikTok famous Halloween attraction. And we're planning on going to see all of those, so that'll be a lot of fun. But, in terms of videos coming soon, I don't know yet, guys. I went to Bruton today to see if there was anything worth recording up there, and there's not really a whole lot of anything in Bruton or Flomaton. So, kind of a hard place to make content. So, I'm hoping y'all are enjoying the videos so far, and I'm enjoying making them. I'm getting a little bit more confident in front of the camera, still working on camera skills, but that is a process, and I plan on really pushing the channel out there eventually and letting more of an audience see it. But for right now, I'm just starting small and working my way upwards. I love making the videos. I've gotten a little more comfortable making the videos out in public. You've probably seen people out there recording TikToks and things like that in front of people, and you kind of feel embarrassed for them. So just kind of think of the person behind the camera. I've always kind of had stage fright, I guess, to an extent, or public speaking fright, but here I am. You can see the channel has come a little bit, or my confidence has come a little bit since the first video I made up in Covington. Or that was technically the second video because I had the Top Golf one, but the first solo video was in Covington, and I was a little shaky, a little nervous, but I'm getting better. I had this idea to create this channel probably 3 or 4 years ago, and finally decided to stop thinking about it and just do it. So I bought this camera a few months ago. I'm shooting on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. But I bought this camera, I don't remember, back in maybe December, something like that, and I've loved it. Love the thing, and it makes it so much easier. I'm starting to learn how to edit videos, make montages, things like that. It's just a process. But like I said, I'm 24, living in a small town. You might see my sister in some videos. Me and her are pretty close. Me and my little brother are very close. I don't know how confident they are being in front of a camera. You've seen Carly a little bit in the St. Louis videos I made. I don't know if Chaz has been in any of my videos yet, but he will be, don't worry. But I'll get out there and make more to come. Just right now, I'm really got a lot on my mind in terms of trying to be financially successful and trying to figure out what my life consists of. Live in a small town, you don't make much money, kind of live paycheck to paycheck, but everybody knows my family from fireworks stores. If you've ever went to Pensacola, passed by the big fireworks store with the General Lee out front in Flomaton, that's ours. And I run a store in Andalusia, Alabama, and family's got them all over the place, but I ain't gonna go into detail too much with that. But it's gonna be a fun journey, and who knows what we'll find along the way. But in terms of my plans, like I said, I already have a name created for this Halloween attraction that I'm wanting to create. It's just, it takes a lot of money to open it. So I'm trying to establish credit, build business credit to be able to afford to get it all built out and ready to go. But it'll be awesome once I actually get to that point. It's just a process, a long stretched out process. I've cleared the land a couple of times thinking I was fixing to go ahead and start on it, but obviously I haven't yet. And I want to open it up as a screen park, not just a typical haunted trail. So I'd like to have a midway with carnival games, eventually escape rooms and stuff like that, food trucks, t-shirt shops, stuff like that. But it's not going to be huge when I first open it. It'll be something to strive for later on down the road. But it's a long walk, I'm telling you. I should have just drove my car. Out of breath. But I didn't go to college or anything because I felt there was no need for that. I'm going to get my business license and everything. I've always told everybody, if you want to be successful in this world, you can't have a boss over your head. You got to do it on your own. Open up your own business. That way you can make your own financial decisions and not have somebody else make them for you. So that's what I'm going for. You know, I could go into the business with my family in terms of the fireworks and things like that, but I wanted to do something a little different. And like I was just saying, there's nothing to do around here, so opening up something for Halloween is going to be something fun for the family to all go out and enjoy. And I do scare acting in the fall around October over at Dark Woods in Robertsdale, and I love that. That's where I kind of started my love for Halloween attractions and stuff. And eventually I'll show you all the cool animatronics and stuff I got in my shed. But I went in there the other day to check on some things and found a snake, so I ain't going back in there right this minute. But kind of show you the view of where I'm walking towards. That's going forward, and that's going back. I've done probably walked half a mile, but we're almost down there to where I'm planning on doing everything. See, Mama's, my old doggy, decided to follow me around. She always comes along with me when I decide to make these little walks. Best way to stay in shape though. But I want to have this thing open in the next few years. The closest one to us is in Jay, Florida, and I love that one. I go to it every time I get the chance. I even acted there a couple times this past Valentine's Day, and that was the first time I've actually completely acted there, and I had a fun time with it. So I'm not trying to hurt anybody's business, not in that way at all. Just want to give something for everybody to enjoy, including them. So it's going to be a fun process for sure. In terms of this land that I cleared, I've got like 10 acres to use. So I plan on having a parking lot like 1.5 acres to 2 acres big, and then using the other 8 acres to expand for future stuff. And somebody coming down the dirt road. I got to get out of the road before I get hit. Let's try not to do that. But we're almost to the property, so I'll show you where we're going. I have no idea who that was, but you can kind of start to see the clearing is right up here on the right hand side. When I cleared it out, I said I was going to burn everything last time. However, I never got around to it, and we haven't gotten much rain lately, so it's kind of impossible to burn anything right now, because you drive down these roads and they're so dusty it ain't even funny. But this is the property coming up on. It's very unlevel, so that's why it hasn't been completely done yet, because it's going to be a pain and it's going to cost a fortune to get it leveled. But I'm going to turn this into a big grass parking lot. I'd walk up in there and show you the big clearing I have in the back for the midway, but snakes have started to crawl, and I am wearing shorts and Vans, so I'm really not trying to get bit by a snake. So I'm not going to walk in there, but you can kind of see what the property looks like at the moment. It goes way up there, all the way back into the trees, and it's a plenty big enough spot to do stuff in. It expands way down here all the way through, but this front area is going to be a big parking lot. It's all going to be like a grass pasture to park in, and then the midway is going to be up there at the top of the hill. And yeah, so that's what my plans are. I'm going to start walking back towards the house now because I am out of breath. Come on, mamas. See her running up beside me. She's always got to lead the way. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to go over what I had planned for future reference on the channel, and kind of give a proper introduction onto who I am. You know, once I start building this screen park, I'm going to document it. And that might be some cool videos to put out later on down the road. But as for now, just expect little day trips and videos maybe once every couple of weeks or so. But for right now, that's all I got. Hope y'all come along with me on the journey, and I appreciate y'all for watching. See you later.